Have you ever played Block Tales and wondered to yourself, man, if only there was a script that could play this game for me? No? Well, don't worry. I already did it for you anyways. Now then, what is Block Tales, you ask? Basically, Block Tales is an RPG that's inspired by Paper Mario and Earthbound. And basically, its combat's all about like Paper Mario style. So you have these little mini games here and there, so you can do extra damage or dodge the enemy's attacks, which I'll be automating. Now then, the first thing we're going to want to do is make it so it can automatically dodge every single attack. Now then, this is pretty easy. What we're going to be using is template matching. What is template matching? Well, template matching is basically having a screenshot, and that screenshot's going to go row by row, column by column, comparing the actual screenshot to the frame in the game. And it's going to create this heat map. And with this heat map, the more red it is, the more accurate it is, or similar to the screenshot. And obviously there's ways to improve this, like making the actual game itself grayscale as well as the image, and making it only capture a certain region as well. But that's whatever. Once it successfully matches it up correctly, or has a high confidence, we're going to make the script press space, because that's how we're going to be able to dodge. Now then, I will be showing it in action against the mini bosses with the red and blue noob guys here, and also I'll show it against the angel as well, just to prove that it really works. However, there is a slight issue, and I will be talking about that slight issue when it comes up against the blue and red noobs. As you can see, it kind of failed now. Why is that? It's because red guy now has this shining aura around him. That really messes up template matching. So that's why I couldn't really use template matching against the shirt dome in my other video, because the color would change. And when the color changes or the background changes, then template matching goes completely out of the window and it becomes really unreliable. But it still works in the end, just because I set the confidence for the red guy to be a little bit lower. So yeah. Now then, I'm also going to make it automatically attack. What do I mean by that? Basically, right before the ball hits the enemy and you press space, then you do double damage. And so that's really helpful for us. So basically, what we're going to do is just have it bind to a keybind G, so that way it automatically selects ball and targets the enemy. And then we're going to make it press space again. Now then, but there's different sizes of enemies. So what I've experienced here is that for the shorter enemies, it takes longer for the ball to hit, and that makes sense because it's shorter, so it takes more time. And for that, it took around 1.6 seconds before the ball actually hit it. And so we're gonna press space 1.6 seconds after we've selected the enemy. And then for the taller enemies, it was around 1.44 seconds. Now then, there is a better method to make it work across for every single enemy, and that is to just check the highest Y value of the red pixel whenever you're hovering over the enemy, because that way you can check whenever the ball is about to hit that Y value, and when it's at that Y value, you just press space and boop, you should be able to get it nice there. Or you might have to make it a little bit Y pixels a little bit higher, but yeah. Now then, for this next little bit, I'm just going to show it in action. On to the sword. But the sword, this one's incredibly easy actually, because we're going to be only capturing the region where the minigame appears for it, right? And so in that minigame, we know that we're in that green section, or the white arrows in that green section, and we can press space there because it turns red. And so we can just scan for that red pixel, and so whenever we see that red pixel, we know to let go of the space. And so that's incredibly easy. We don't have to worry about the timing or that, and it works for every single enemy. Now then, for this next little bit, I'm just going to show it in action. now then, that's it for the video. I obviously could have done template matching for more enemies and make it dodge more enemies, but I didn't really feel like doing that because in principle it would be the same throughout, and I don't really see the benefit in doing that. And I could have done auto attacks more for 2, obviously. They all have different mini games, I'm assuming, but I didn't really check into that. I just felt like doing 2 and not doing anything else. If you guys want to see like me do more auto attacks, then maybe just comment that down.